Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm talking about using some cream and stick and liquid shadows to get some very pretty but effortless looks. And you can certainly do that with these products. I was recently sent two products from By Terry through Octoly. This one is the By Terry Stylo Black Star, and this is the Ombre Black Star. And let's see, this is in the shade Frozen Quartz, and this is in Marron Glacé. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I know when I post on social media a lot, you guys are asking me what's on my lid, what is that color, what are you using? And a lot of the times it is this right here, this Armani eye tint in Cold Copper. And if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know I absolutely love this product. This is my second tube. I ran through my other one. These are totally worth the money for me. This is a great one and done out the door product for me, but it creates an impact because it's so flattering. I think a lot of people are intimidated by liquid and cream shadows because they think that they're very cumbersome or hard to work with, but they really don't have to be. To me, if you use the right product and the right color, they can be really flattering and beautiful and easy and quick. And if you're like me and you like to get out the door quickly, you want something that is effortless. So I'm going to do my first look using the By Terry, which is a stick shadow. The second look will be using the Armani eye tints, these two. And I do incorporate some other things within the tutorials, but I hope you enjoy and we can get started. When working with cream, sticks, or liquid shadows, I still place a transition shade in and above the crease to create depth on the hooded area. I'm using Naked 2 from Urban Decay's Naked Basics palette. Any shade just slightly deeper than your skin tone will work. Sometimes I use a bronzer or a peachy shade here. I've also prepped my lids with shadow primer and set with a thin layer of powder. Sometimes I set with a neutral shadow as well. It may seem counterintuitive to put creams and liquids over powder, but it works really well and it keeps them from creasing. Now I'm taking the By Terry Frozen Quartz Ombre Black Star and I'm drawing all over my lid. There's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to be neat or precise. It applies so easily and glides over the lid, giving the perfect amount of shimmer that's not too over the top. It doesn't dry down crinkly and make your lid look older than it is or you are. It lasts all day and it's budge proof. And I'm using my Real Techniques shading brush to blend it out and make it look seamless with the transition shadow. And it just gives a nice, beautiful, easy look. While I could have stopped there, since it's a beautiful look on its own, I decided to take the Marron Glacé Stylo Black Star 3-in-1. It's the shadow, liner, and eye contour. And I sharpened it with the built-in sharpener at the end so that I could use it as well, since it's a slightly deeper tone than the Frozen Quartz Ombre Black Star. And I'm just lining along my lower lash line with that pointed tip, and it glides on effortlessly to help create just a nice subtle yet glimmery line along the upper and lower lash line. And you can see it's just giving almost a shadowy look since there's not a lot of contrast. And I'm blending that out with my Real Techniques shading brush. And that was a beautiful look on its own, but I decided I wanted to get a shadow effect in that outer V with this 3-in-1, and I'm buffing that out with my Real Techniques brush, and this just gives it a little depth, even though the shades are pretty close. Both shades are stunning on the lid. They glide on easily, they look beautiful, they're budge proof, they don't crease, and they're pretty effortless. So I've really been enjoying both of the By Terry stick shadows a lot more than I thought I would. I've used some stick shadows in the past that were a little bit harder to work with and kind of made the eyelid look a little dry, and these don't really do that at all. They look almost wet and glimmery, but not over the top. I've worn both to work just fine. Again, they don't look over the top at all, and they just look really pretty and flattering, which is what you want. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. And I like that this one, the one with the built-in sharpener, is so versatile. It's made to be a liner or an eye contour or an eyeshadow. It's a 3-in-1, and I've really been enjoying it. I like the neutral color. It does kind of remind me of the Cold Copper, a warmer version of the Cold Copper Armani eye tint. And so I like the shade. I would like to have it in a darker shade as well. By Terry, if you want to send me some more, I'll take them. Because, you know, since you can line with it, I would love to have it in a darker shade. But it goes well with the Frozen Quartz as an overall eye look. So I hope you enjoyed that. And we can get started on the Armani. I have 4 of these. I have, of course, the Senso and the Cold Copper, which I'm using in the tutorial. I also have Rose Ashes and Gold Ashes. So this is Rose Ashes and this is Gold Ashes. And I like Rose Ashes. It's a little warmer than Cold Copper. And Gold Ashes, I wanted it to be a champagne color, kind of along the lines of Stila Kitten that you could wear every day. It's a little bit too light and glimmery for that, so I kind of save it for special occasions. So here are some swatches that I have of all the shades, the 4 eye tints that I have, and the 2 by Terry, just so you can see a comparison. So here are all the colors, and I hope this is showing the color accurately, but here's the Rose Ashes. It's just pretty light, if you can see that, and I'm going to try and rotate so you can at least see a different perspective. And here is the Cold Copper, which I just find super, super flattering, and the Rose Ashes, which is also very pretty. It's not quite a rose gold, not quite a beige, it's somewhere in between. And here is the Senso, which looks really dark, but it does sheer out, as you can see based on what's on my lid today. And here's the Marron Glacé. This is the Stylo Black Star, the one that you can line with or use as a shadow. And here's the Frozen Quartz and the Ombre Black Star. So you can see there's quite a range. Even though they all look pretty neutral, when you hold them up in the packaging, they're very, very different. And we can move on to the Armani eye tint look now. For this look, I am using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer for my transition shade and smudged along my lower lash line. I love using bronzer for this. It's easy, it's one less product to have to worry about, and it creates a nice cohesive look on the face. And I am taking my Armani eye tint in number 9 Cold Copper. This is my favorite lid color for a one and done look. I place it all over the lid with the wand. And here I'm going to blend it out with a brush into the crease and pat it onto the lid with the brush and into the corner a little bit. And I'm going to repeat on the other lid doing the same exact thing. I hope you can see how pretty and shimmery these look on the lid, and they really dry down the exact way they look when you apply them. That's one of the reasons why I love them. And here I'm showing you how they pat out with a finger as easily as they do with a brush, and I'm using the brush to blend it into the transition shade. That's pretty much my go-to look, is the transition shade, a highlight on the brow bone, and that lid color. I'm showing you an option of taking it and smudging it along the lower lash line. I don't do this too often, but it is an option for you because these are so versatile, and it can just give a little extra oomph, and you can blend that out with a brush. Now I'm taking Venus from that same Urban Decay Naked palette to highlight my brow bone and my inner corner, and I added some liner and mascara, and I would usually stop here for a day-to-day look, but I wanted to show you an option to enhance your eyes even further. I'm taking the eye tint in the color Senso and dabbing it lightly in my outer V, outer corner. You can be messy because it blends out so seamlessly with your brush, and it's very, very easy to build these up. They're workable and just easy to smudge. You have plenty of time to work with them before they set, and once they do set, they're good for the day. And you can see I'm just blending it and working with it and smudging it. Senso looks like a really deep color that would be hard to work with if you just look at it in the tube, but on the eyes it looks really nice and subtle. You can go more dramatic, but you don't have to. So I hope you enjoyed both of those demos. I don't think that creams, liquids, stick shadows, I don't think they have to be intimidating, and they can give a really beautiful, quick eye look. You can add to them, build on them. Of course, it's going to be product dependent too. And both of these work really well no matter how you use them. I have layered regular eyeshadow on top. I've put them on over regular eyeshadow. I always start out with eyeshadow primer, and I either put a translucent powder or a neutral eyeshadow on top, and these layer so well over them. They're just easy to work with, and that's what you want. So, you know, no matter what route you go, whether it's liquid or stick, these are great options. I mean, I've been a fan of the Armani for a long time, and I'm really, really happy that I discovered these two, and I hope you enjoyed those looks. So let me know if you're a fan of using cream, liquids, and stick shadows, and if you have any looks that you go to regularly. Because that initial look where I use a transition color and then just use a wash on the lid and bring it up into the crease is a go-to look for me. So if you have a go-to look, I would love to hear it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're not following me on my social media, I'll put those on the screen and down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.